I grew up with my family and another family whose parents were best friends with mine since high school. My parents had me and my two older brothers, while their friends had 4 boys. Growing up was nice, but the boys used to tease me a lot and leave me out when they thought girls were gross. I don't see these boys as brothers, but maybe as cousins. I was close to 2 of the boys, Adam and Jake, when we were little. Until we were 15, we were really good friends and did a lot together. I don't talk to Jake much anymore. He's not mean, but he grew up to be a typical tech guy and can be a bit rude sometimes. But our families are really into the idea of us ending up together. The other guys are already married, and Adam likes men. They've always tried to push us together, making us go to the store alone at Christmas, telling us both an earlier time to meet at the restaurant for Dad's birthday, talking about how great Jake is, etc. Then Jake and I both met our partners. I have been with my fiancé for 5 years, and Jake met his fiancée 3 years ago. Our families have been very upset and have not been nice to our partners. One Christmas, I took Jake's fiancée, Tracy, aside and explained the weird family story to her. With Jake, just like we did with my fiancé, we told her that it was just a strange thing our family did and that Jake and I haven't been close for a long time and have never been more than friends. Funny enough, having to stand up to our parents made us all a little closer. But now we have a problem. Jake and Tracy are going to get married soon, and it has been crazy. Our parents have gone overboard with their ideas. Family dinners are full of, we thought you two would get married. They showed a picture I supposedly drew of me and Jake when we were little, of us getting married. I think they made it. It didn't look like a real kid drew it. They were bothering Tracy about making me the main bridesmaid and letting me wear white, which is weird. Also, his brothers and my brothers joined in, making jokes about us being meant to be together and calling me the missus. I stayed away from my family a lot during that time, and stopped going home after talking to them didn't help. One day, one of my brothers invited me out. He said it was just my 2 brothers and me. So, I went to his apartment, and when I got there, it was Jake's bachelor party. One of his brothers yelled out that this stripper was here, which was really gross. I wanted to leave, but the next train wasn't until late at night, and it wasn't a safe area. So, I stayed. They tried to get me drunk, kept pushing me and Jake together, and even locked us in my brother's bedroom. I could hear loud laughing from the other side. Jake and I didn't talk much. He said sorry to me and asked if I could not come to the wedding because it made Tracy uncomfortable. I understood and said I wasn't planning to go anymore anyway. He offered to drive me home as he was also not drinking. When they opened the door, he said we were going home. In their minds, that meant we were going to do something romantic because they all started making caveman noises. The next day, my phone was going crazy. Someone put a video online of me and Jake leaving and captioned "finally" on it. It was very awkward. You can see I'm clearly uncomfortable, and so is Jake as we leave the apartment and get in his car. There were comments, calls, and texts. Tracy called me crying and yelling at me. Jake called me to say sorry and told me he tried to explain. My mother and his mother sent me a bunch of texts saying how proud they are and that it was about time. My fiancé understands, but he wants me to set clearer rules with my family. I drove past their house, and they were all there. They didn't even let me talk and were just saying how much they loved me. I started yelling and told them Jake and I have never and will never be together, and I will not leave my loving fiancé. I said I would not be going to Jake's wedding, and if they kept this up, I would stop talking to every single one of them because I'm tired and just want to live my life and not their weird family fantasy. By the end of my outburst, my mother and his mother were crying, and my father just told me to get out. Since then, I have been getting messages from my brothers calling me mean names for treating my family like that because they only wanted the best for me. So, am I the a-hole for doing this?